What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel where transparency meets trading. If you're new here, my name is Tiana, and my goal is to share my forex/futures trading journey while also educating and inspiring others along the way. For this specific series, I am sharing my journey to becoming about 300K in funding with my funded futures this year. So each video will be uploaded each week. I'll be sharing every loss, every win, my psychology, while also doing a charting analysis, explaining every single trade that I took. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Oh, and I do want to apologize for this video being uploaded so late. I am a college student. Last week I had finals, and your girl gonna take care of business in the classroom before anything else. So yeah, I do apologize, but from now on, every video will be uploaded on Sundays following that trading week. So last week, as you can see, I took a loss on Thursday of $968, but I turned around and took a win on Friday, which is one of my most profitable trades to date on this challenge, about close to $2,000. So overall for this week, I net profited, I think about $950, if I'm correct, if my math is mathing. But let's get into the charts. So if you are new here and do not know how I trade, I don't want you to see these trend lines and automatically think like, oh my God, this girl is childish. She don't know what she's doing type stuff. The reason that these trend lines are on the chart is because the strategy that I use to trade is based off of structure. I learned this strategy from my mentor, Jessica Lane. Please check her out. All props to her. But it's based off of structure. Each time frame, I want to make sure that you guys see what I'm seeing. I know that there are a lot of YouTubers out there that say that they are trading structure, but they don't actually show you guys and actually lay it out what they see. I want you guys to be able to follow along and, like I said, actually understand everything step by step. So again, everything is color coded. My 4-hour structure is represented by everything in purple, zones, trend lines, everything in purple. While I'm saying that, let me change this trend line to purple. My 1-hour structure is represented in blue, and my 30-minute structure is represented in orange. So as you can see, last week, this 4-hour structure is going in a downtrend. So as I go, I like to label the direction of the structure, one, to help you guys out, and so you can understand why I took the trades that I took. So you can see this 1-hour structure is on a downtrend. Let me remove this field. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And as you can see right here, this 1-hour structure is on an uptrend. So we're going to put uptrend. Again, that 1-hour structure is represented in blue. And if we go down even farther to look at this 30-minute structure, give me 1 second, trying to drag this box down. All right, so let's look at this 30-minute structure. Previous 30-minute structure, as you can see, was on a downtrend. I use Fibonacci as one of my confluences. And you can see right here that on this 30-minute structure, price pulled back to the 61.8 and pushed all the way past negative 61.8. For me, if you're new here, negative 61.8 indicates a reversal to me. So right here, you can see that there are sellers in the market, but because it pushed past this zone, I'm expecting this overall structure to reverse and the buyers to start entering the market. So price pushed down, pushed off this 1-hour zone and started trending upwards. So right here, as you can see, I have this black trend line on this 30-minute structure. And right about here, price broke this trend line and started to retest it. So for me, those are two major indications that I am now expecting price to be in an uptrend. So again, to make that crystal clear, although price did not break this structure, price pushed down, pushed past this negative 61.8. It started diverging a little bit, pushed off this 1-hour trend line and broke and retested this trend line. So those are the reasons that I'm expecting price to be in an uptrend. Now, because price is in an uptrend on the 1-hour and on the uptrend on the 30-minute, I am looking for buys. I only trade in the direction of 30-minute structure. If 30-minute structure is in a downtrend, I'm looking for sales. If I feel like 30-minute structure is an uptrend, I'm looking for buys. Trade with the trend. The trend is your friend. Again. So right here, as you can see, price wicked out. I missed out on this initial push. Again, last week was finals week. I was tired. I was up all night pulling those all-nighters, trying to get that 4.0, like I said. So when price pulled back down here to this trend line, I assumed that price was just going to retest it and push back up. So I hopped in for a trade right here. I only risked 1%. Again, I'm slowly growing this account. I'm not over leveraging on this account. I want to win this account based off of my edge and my edge alone. But as you can see, instead, price continued to push down past my stop loss. Test this 1 hour trend line I have going across the bottom again before pushing up. Last week was a major news week. You had NFP, you had FOMC, and a lot of other things going on. For those that have been trading for a while, people know that during those weeks are very price is very volatile. It's going to be very choppy. It's going to be very sporadic. So you definitely have to be careful with trading. I noticed that most of my trades that kind of move like this happen during those weeks. So I'm not making excuses for why I lost a trade, but I feel like price was very sporadic last week, as you can see right here. Price pushing up, pushing down, kind of crazy and sporadic. It was a lot of news last week. Even though price did go in my overall direction, I got stopped out. But again, it's okay. As a day trader, you're going to take losses, but your goal is to, one, know how to manage your risk, two, know how to manage your psychology. For me, when I lose a trade, I'm done for the day. I'm not getting into another trade. This keeps me from trying to win back the money that I lost because I understand myself and I know how I am. I am sort of a perfectionist when it comes to trading. So when I lose a trade, I kind of have this feeling of like, dang, I need to get this money back. Like the market done took my money. The market not gonna do me like that. You feel me? But I know how I think. So for me, that is a big rule that I have. If I lose, I'm done for the day. Not looking at the charts, not sitting here trying to do too much. I'm just done for the day. I journaled this trade, wrote about my psychology during the trade, and was preparing for the next day. So that is this trade that I lost. Again, if you have any questions about this trade that I took, please comment them down below. I want to make sure you guys understand exactly what I'm doing. Alrighty, so let's talk about this next trade that I took on Friday. I want to put out a huge disclaimer before I start talking about this trade. On my personal accounts, I do not trade news. I don't trade news under any circumstances. If I am in a trade during news, I move my stop loss into profit or I make it extremely tight. It has to be a great setup for me to stay in the trade during news, but before news, I don't place a trade and I don't usually place a trade immediately after news. This is because I've seen a lot of new traders. I've seen a lot of, or let me not even say that. There are very profitable, very famous traders that do trade news. But again, price has the ability to push up, price has the ability to push down in the way with brokers, especially in the foreign exchange field or whatever. Slippage can happen, slippage can occur. Price can end up not going in your direction and push all the way down. And even though that you had a stop loss set, your broker could end up blowing your account. I've had it happen to me on a couple of instances where I lost more than what my stop loss actually was. But because it's like news is so volatile, it's a very risky situation. So for me personally, on my accounts, I don't trade news. I feel like there are a bunch of other opportunities in the market that people can take advantage of if you be patient and wait. But I feel like a lot of people are attracted to that quick and easy money. But again, I am saying this because this next trade that I trade is going to go against everything that I'm telling y'all. Because this is a challenge account, I am taking a few risks. Not as far as, upping my risk as far as how much I'm risking per trade, but I'm taking a few more riskier setups because again, I am trying to pass this challenge. So yeah, this next trade that I took was on a Friday and it was during NFP. So again, I do not normally trade news on my personal accounts or any other accounts. Once I get funded, I will not trade news. But for this challenge, I decided to trade NFP. So let's play this out. Play this out. I should speed this up. Y'all don't want me to go this slow. I apologize. Sorry. Boom. All right. No. Let's go back. Boom. NFP. So I got into this trade about right here. And I risked 25 ticks. Or I had a 25 tick top loss while risking 1%. I think I got out about somewhere in here. Now, before I explain this trade, let me be crystal clear. I know that there are some people that when news comes out, they like to place a buy stop or a sell stop in either direction and just kind of gamble a little bit, just seeing whatever direction price is going to go in. I did not do that. I did not gamble on this trade. There's a specific set of reasons why I felt like price was going to buy on this trade. And just to prove that, I did not do that. You can see down here on May 3rd at 7:22 was when I placed the trade, which is 8 minutes before NFP came out. This was a live market trade. This was not a buy stop or anything. Um, this is a trade that I had anticipated to happen. So I just wanted that to be crystal clear. I was not gambling on this trade. I did not have two trades going in two different directions. I placed this trade 8 minutes before the market even moved on NFP. But again, let's get into it and let's explain why I felt like price was going to push up in a buy direction. So if we go back to this 4-hour structure, you can see right here, again, this is that field that I said we were going to talk about later. You can see that price pulled back to the 38.2. It didn't quite fully test that 50% fib level, and it pushed all the way down to negative 61.80. Again, negative 61.80 is an indication to me that that previous structure is about to reverse. You can see right here, I have this note that says 4-hour reversal level. So this is one reason that I decided to take this trade. I knew that the 4-hour overall was the previous 4-hour structure was in a reversal, indicating that buyers overall on this larger time frame are now in the market. So let's get to right here. You can see, as I said before, this 1-hour structure is on an uptrend. So if we draw this fib, let me delete this fib right here so I don't have too many things going in different directions. This is irrelevant right now. You can see that price is in an uptrend. Now, price pushed up and pulled back to if you adjust the fib, it's the 38.20%. Again, fibs are the purpose of a fib is for when price pulls back, it kind of insinuates to you or suggests how far price is going to go into the future. So because it pulled back to this 38.2 before news came out, again, let's go back. Price was right here, meaning that price had not hit TP1 yet for that 1-hour structure. So this was the second reason and one of the largest reasons as to why I felt like price was going to push past this trend line and push to this negative 27%. Or let me explain why. Although you have structures on different time frames, overall structure, which is 4-hour, 1-hour, 4-hour, 1-hour is overall structure or a higher time frame structure. Those in a way trumps lower time frame structure. And what I mean by that is overall structure is going to have to play out and it's more likely to play out rather than the lower time frame structure. If you watch a lot of traders that say that, oh, trading on the lower time frame, such as the 15-minute, the 5-minute, is very choppy. Price often breaks structure. Price often doesn't go in the direction that people think. This is because it is a lower time frame structure. It's not as, I don't want to say guaranteed in a sense, but on this overall larger time frame structure, price is more than likely going to play out if you are analyzing the chart correctly. Let me put a disclaimer out there. If you are analyzing your chart correctly. So again, this 1-hour structure had not played out. That was one confluence. And the other confluence was that this 4-hour was at a reversal level. My third confluence. As you can see right here, I do have this purple trend line. And I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, why would you expect price to push past this trend line? Why would you trade against the trend line? Why would you expect price to break this trend line? Again, this is a this is a rare situation. I feel like part of trading comes from intuition, and being on your charts and back testing. I've been trading these pairs for about 2 or 3 years. I back test about 3 times a week. So I have a lot of skin in the game. And for me, I know that when price is at one of these major trend lines, such on the 4 hour or the 1 hour, if I am anticipating price to break that trend line, it's going to take a lot of volatility for that to happen. Price isn't just gonna, kind of scurry up that trend line in a nice and pretty fashion. No, it's going to take something to push past that trend line. For example, imagine a a door, or let's just say a door. If you have a baby pushing on that door, the door is only going to open so far. It's not going to open all the way. But if me or you, for example, go and push on that door, it's going to push open. It's going to blow open with a lot more force because we have a lot more momentum. We have a lot more strength to push open that door. So I want you to kind of think of this trend line in the same way. You need a lot more momentum. You need a lot more strength in order to break that trend line and push past it. So I knew that NFP would be a great opportunity and one of the best opportunities for price to finally break this trend line. So my three large confluences as to why I expected price to push past this trend line was because one, that 4 hour was at a reversal level, that previous structure had played out. Two, this 1 hour structure had not completely played out. It had not reached TP1 yet. Three, I knew that in order for price to break this trend line, you were going to need a very strong news event. And four, as you can see right here, my 1 hour is on the uptrend and my 30 minutes on the uptrend, indicating that I am looking for buys. Again, I do not trade against 30-minute structure, and I definitely don't trade against 1 hour structure. So I truly hope that this makes sense. I know it is one of those trades that may not make sense as to why I took it. But I tried to explain the best way best way I could. Again, I took this trade 8 minutes before news trade out. I only placed one trade, so I did anticipate this buy happening. But once this trade come out, let me be clear. I placed it, but when I placed the trade before news, let me go down. Once, like about a minute before news came out, I moved my stop loss all the way right here. So I had an extremely tight stop loss before news actually came out. Now, before the little 5 minutes that I had while I was in the trade, I did have a stop loss just in case anything sporadic happened. But price had pushed up to here, so I was already in profit before news came out. But once it came out, my stop loss was right up to here. But again, after news came out, I took profits, and something that I want to show you guys. I took profit immediately. I am not staying in this trade for a long time. Sometimes NFP when NFP comes out, there are a few candles in one direction. There could have been more candles that were in the uptrend. I could have held this trade and anticipated, oh, let me get 3,000. Let me go ahead and pass this challenge. But as a trader, as a profitable trader, you cannot think like that. You cannot get greedy with the markets. You need to get in and get out. And one of the things that helps me remembering to trade, if you do decide to trade news, I'm not telling you what to do, you grown. But if you do decide to trade news, make sure you know where you're getting out before news happens. Don't, because once it comes out and you're trying to figure out where you want to get out, your mind is now going to be biased because now you're thinking about, ooh, what if this keeps pushing up? Ooh, what if this keeps going in this direction? Ooh, I'm trying to think about how much money I can make. That right there is going to cost you to lose an account and blow an account during news. And you cannot think like that. Once price pushes in your direction not very volatile, but in your direction very strongly, take your profits, because what I'm about to show you is exactly why people start losing during news or why people start blowing their accounts during news. I got out as soon as news puts right here. But as you can see, if we keep going, you can see price immediately reversing. Price immediately reversing. Price immediately reversing. Price immediately came all the way back down. So this is the reason that people, I feel like, blow their accounts during news, not because of that initial push, it's because they don't know how to take profits. They don't know how to get in and get out the market. A lot of people would have been messed up right here psychologically. They would have tried to held this trade once price started reversing, be like, oh no, it's going to keep going up. Like, no, you get in, you get out, you get your money and go about your business. That's that. If you don't hear from me, you're gonna learn it on your own in the market. Or if you don't take heed to what I'm saying, you're gonna learn it on your own in the market. I had to learn the hard way. I had to lose a lot of money before getting to this point. So again, if you do decide to trade news, I don't trade news on my personal accounts, and I don't trade news on my funded accounts. I did have previous, if you watch my previous videos, I had funded accounts with the funded trader, but if you don't know the situation, you know what's going on with them. I'm no longer affiliated with them. I no longer have accounts with them. That's a video for another day. But yeah, so that's my little tidbit on trading news. Again, I ended up this week overall profitable. These are my trades from last month for those of you who are new here. Um, but again, I am trying to trade this account slowly. I am only risking 1% per trade. Um, I want to pass this account, and I want you guys to see me pass this account based off of my edge. With my funded futures, they do have a minimum 1 day trading system. So I know a lot of people risk these accounts, risk a lot on these accounts in order to pass their challenges in 1 day. And there is nothing wrong with that. Do not get me wrong. Um, there is nothing wrong with that. But the problem are for the people that do not have an edge in the market, are for the people that do not have a profitable strategy, that are passing these challenges in 1 day, but then when they get to their funded accounts, now they're blowing their funded accounts. Now they can't maintain their accounts because they never had an edge. They never had a profitable strategy in the first place in order to maintain those accounts. So, like I'm saying, that strategy does work, but it only works for people that are profitable. I see a lot of famous traders. I see a lot of traders who are profitable. Yes, they do pass some of these challenges within a day, but it's part of their algorithm. They risk $200, $300 a day on the challenge just to have 3 or 4 funded accounts paying them out 8 to 10K a month. That is completely different. Their risk to reward is completely different but for new traders who do not have the capital, who do not have the money to dish out like that, I wouldn't do that. For me personally, I don't have $200, $300 laying around here and there that I just want to keep throwing in the market to pass these challenges. It's just not for me. So I want to show this challenge and so that you can pass up my funded futures challenge with pure edge. Especially for people that don't have enough money to, just be randomly throwing in challenges, randomly trying to pass them within 1 day. You can do this with your hard-earned money and try to actually pass the account based off your edge. It is possible. And I want to encourage you guys and show you guys that it is possible. But again, I don't want to ramble for too long. If you guys have any questions about any of the trades that I took or just anything in general about trading, please comment below. My goal, like I said, is to inspire others and also to possibly create a community of traders. I want to create a space where people can be as transparent as possible. There's a lot of things going on in the trading field or whatever you call it. As far as futures go, as far as Forex going, with all the prop firms shutting down, with brokers getting kicked off of MT4, it's a lot going on. And so I just want to kind of create a space. Like I said, I feel like this is an opportunity for more people to come out and more people to be truly transparent with their journeys, truly transparent with what's going on. You know, I could ramble about this all day long, and we'll probably get another video about it. But yeah, that's my ultimate goal. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more content and see my video updates every week, please continue watching, subscribe down below, and again, leave a comment. Yeah, so be back with you guys next week. That's it for today. All right, I gotta end this video.